What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Just back again with another video. This is your one-stop shop for anime and manga. Let's get into it. Today we're going to be tackling a topic that I've been hearing about for the past couple of years now, and it's basically about filler versus seasons. Which one's better? Which one do you prefer? I've been hearing about this debate for the past like 5 or 6 years in the anime community. I've also heard it a bunch in the group chat, and so I'm here to give my thoughts on what I think is better, filler or seasons. Real quick, if you don't know, filler are non-canon episodes of an anime that don't follow the manga. They don't progress the story really. They don't really do much. They're just there to fill time while the manga gets more chapters so the anime can adapt it. Seasons, I'm pretty sure everyone knows about, is what every TV show goes through. You always wait for your next season of your favorite show. So anime is the same way. It comes out in different seasons. The one thing that differs a little bit from anime is anime will release some seasons in different parts. So they'll release season whatever part 1, then release season whatever part 2, and they'll do things like that. Now that that's out the way, we can actually go and get about this debate. So in my opinion, what I think the short answer is, I prefer filler for the short answer, but for the long answer, I think it's just real complicated. I don't really have a long-term answer because I think it's very situational. When I mean it's situational is because I think there's certain anime shows that they do good with filler, that they give a little more insight, a little extra depth into these characters, these secondary characters that you didn't know too much about. But other anime shows, they need the seasons because their cast is not too big, or the cast is not that, how I say it, it's not that impressive to really know about. Of course, I completely understand the need for both. Sometimes you need filler, sometimes you need seasons, because the anime is going obviously way too fast because the manga is chapter weekly usually or chapter monthly. Because of that, the anime always ends up going faster than the manga can produce. So that's the need for fillers and that's the need for seasons. Fillers are an interesting subject because they're very controversial. Not controversial in a bad way, but there's very, either you love them or you hate them. There's no real in between. There's no, oh, I'm gonna skip the fillers or I watch all the fillers. There's always one of the two extremes. There's never somewhere in the middle. With bad filler, you just don't want to watch it. It's not entertaining at all. You just skip it. You skim through it. You don't even care about what's going on because you want to get to the main story. But then there's some that's good filler that it may not be canon to the story, but it does add some nice little details to a character. Even though it's not canon, you may see a different character in a new light that you didn't see before. Maybe a character that you didn't like or a character that you previously loved, and now you see them differently because of that. One thing I enjoy about filler is the fact that it's constant content. At least you are always reminded about the episode. You're always watching the episode because it's still coming out. And I don't know for everyone else, but for me, I tend to remember the canon episodes better if I'm seeing filler, if that makes sense. So instead of releasing a season and then me waiting 3 or 4 years for the next season to come out, and I forget everything that just happened, i.e. JoJo that just happened. It wasn't that long of a break, but JoJo Part 6, I completely forgot what happened in the first part. Mild spoilers, I just know when Jotaro dies, and that's it. I don't know like the little big details. I don't know like the little nuanced characters. But when part 2 came out of the season of JoJo, I don't really know where it is. Like I said, the non-stop content is just amazing because you get to still see your favorite anime, you get to still see your favorite series, even though the story that you're currently watching does not pertain to the story whatsoever. It does not matter at all. But it's still good because you get to enjoy even more of your favorite show. You get to enjoy even more of a series that you love. And that's why I think filler is very good. Now, the negative part of filler is when it's, like I said, that bad filler, because when it's just bad filler, when it just makes no sense, when it's just nonsense, it's just terrible, It does not work. It doesn't go with the characters. It contradicts a lot of stuff. And it's just not good to watch because it's just terrible. So when those type of bad fillers come out, people just stay away from them and they give filler a bad name. But I think filler is pretty good for some shows, like I said. Probably the biggest example for filler that I know off the top of my head is Naruto. So, most of you know, Naruto is what got me into anime, got me into watching anime from the jump, because I started watching Naruto back in the day when it was on Toonami, and I was watching Naruto Shippuden as it released weekly. As Naruto was releasing weekly, I remember it was probably a year or two that was just straight filler. It was all about the dream arc when Madara cast the Infinite Tsukuyomi that everyone was put into the dream, and you just saw that dream arc that lasted for about a year or two. That was good, but I didn't really watch it that much. I just wanted to get back to the final fight because I knew this was the ending of Naruto. So in that instance, I really didn't watch the filler, but it was insightful. It was nice to see how, like, the what ifs of the show. Now, a show like Naruto works with filler because it shows different battles and different aspects of the different characters because the cast is so large. So because you have, the Genin ninja, obviously not Genin anymore, but the rookie ninja, you have their sensei, you have everyone, you even have the other villages. You can do little filler arcs and just expand on the world. Now, with something like My Hero Academia, that's probably the most known for having the seasons because you have to wait so long, I don't think filler's gonna work for that one. When you sit back and you really think about My Hero Academia, it's basically a slice of life if you take out all of the battles, all of the crazy fights, because all you see is the kids in high school, and that filler like that would probably get boring. Don't get me wrong, I do really like My Hero Academia. It took me a while to really get into it, but once I started reading the manga, that's when I really fell in love with the story. But if you see without the battle, without the crazy climactic events, it's just a slice of life. So in my head, they would have to do these mini villains to make filler if they wanted to do filler that way. So I think for a series like My Hero Academia, I think the seasons works perfectly. The only downside with the seasons, like I said, is the fact that you have to wait 3 or 4 years. I don't even know when was the last time My Hero Academia came back. I know it's coming right now. I think it's coming this fall, if I'm not mistaken, this fall or this winter anime season. So I'm definitely going to tune in and watch. I'm super excited to have My Hero Academia back. But the fact that a lot of people, if you didn't read the manga per se, like some people are anime only. I know a bunch of people who love My Hero Academia and they're just only anime watchers. Of course, which is fine. I was like that in the beginning. But you probably don't remember that much about My Hero Academia. You probably don't really know where the season left off, or if you do, you remember where the season left off, but you don't know the little itty bitty details, the little small stuff that really make any anime in general just good, because anime is not just these big climactic battles, it's not just these crazy big events, it's the little small details that when you sit back and you remember those details, it really makes you relive and enjoy that moment. So this debate's been going on, filler versus seasons, which one is better? I don't think there really is which one is better. I prefer filler, but I prefer seasons. So I'm like on the fence about this. I don't know, because it's weird. Some shows, like I said, they require seasons. Some shows, they can do like the filler. Like a One Piece, for example. One Piece, they don't really do filler, but they do little filler inside the canon episodes, because the now canon episodes, they basically do a 1-for-1 on the manga. So one chapter is one episode, I think, about that in One Piece. Because they do that, a lot of people don't realize that One Piece has some filler, but it's not bad filler. Like, they don't add anything extra. They don't really do anything. It's more, they just prolong the scenes. So a scene that's maybe 1 or 2 panels in the manga may take maybe 2 or 3 minutes in the anime. So in that situation, it is kind of filler, but it's not as if Naruto, where it was all filler for a whole year and it completely stopped and halted the story until that point. A series I wish had filler and didn't really have the seasons was probably Fire Force. Fire Force is by far my favorite, like, newer generation anime. I think it's just the best for me personally. I think that one is just, it looks amazing. I love the way they use the fire. I love the little religious aspects of it. I love everything about it. If Fire Force had filler, they can probably do a little more because they can actually branch out, because Fire Force has a little bit of a bigger cast. Now, My Hero Academia has a big cast, as you know, because it's the whole Class 1A, and you have Class 1B, and because you have those two classes, you can definitely do, a filler arc here and there about that, but it would not be My Hero Academia. And the reason I'm saying that is because it's just going to be slice of life, unless you have these little mini villains that like pop up and then the kids have to deal with them, or kids have some trials and tribulations. It's not going to be the same My Hero Academia that everyone loves, that everyone is amazed with, because everyone knows My Hero goes for these big bombastic cutscenes. They go for these crazy fights, and for filler arc, you can't do none of that. Obviously, there are many other examples that use filler and they use seasons. I'm just using Naruto and My Hero because those are the 2 that I most know and the 2 I know off the back of my hand. I'm sorry I've been all over with this video, between seasons and fillers, that I'm jumping back between what's good with filler, what's good with seasons. And that's basically what I think, though. I don't think there's no right or wrong answer between do you prefer seasons or do you prefer filler, because it's all situational in my eyes anyway. Because when it comes to certain anime, seasons work better. When it comes to other anime, filler works better. So you can't just, all anime needs filler. All anime needs to come out in seasons and the cores. That's not how that works. Filler is good when it goes with the story, when it adds a little bit something to these characters. But it's bad when it's just a random complete episode or episode arcs where it's just nothing's going on. It's just completely stale. Nothing's happening. Those bad fillers can get very bad. So I can see why people who've seen anime, who've seen, there are bad filler arcs in Naruto, definitely. The Dream arc was okay, but there are definitely terrible anime fillers in Naruto. And if you know those, you're not going to want to watch filler. You're not going to want filler in other shows. That's my take on season versus filler. I think it's very situational. Some anime deserve filler, some anime deserve seasons, and not everything is all black and white like you see. Let me know down in the comments, which do you prefer? Do you prefer filler? Do you prefer seasons? Or are you like me where it's all situational? It depends on how good the show is. It depends on the cast of the show. And if you made this far into the video, thank you so much for putting up with my crazy thought process. That's just how I think. That's how my mind works. And if you like my content, if you enjoy what I'm doing, definitely leave a like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know I post another video. This is your boy Just. I'm off this.